Hello my friends, today I will show you my favorite way to shoot black on black. We will be taking this image over here and believe it or not, this image was taken all with one single light. So let's get right into it. The item we will be photographing is this mascara from L'Oreal, and as you can see it's just a black mascara, and this is the table I will be using for shooting. The first thing we need is a surface to put on our table. So let me go get, I'll be using a black plexiglass. So there you go, this is my surface. Make sure to give my mascara a little wipe so it doesn't have any fingerprints. I will set it somewhere over there for now. Let's see, something like that. I might move it in a little bit. And then for the light, I will be using a Godox AD100 with a softbox, just like that. Now I will be placing this softbox very, very close to my table. Actually, I will rest it on the table, something like this. And that is looking great. The first thing we need to do before we take any photos, we want to make sure we take a photo that is a blank image. We want it to have a black frame, and that way we make sure that none of this ambient lights that I have going on here is going to contaminate our shot. So I'm going to take a shot, and I do indeed have a black frame. Now my camera settings is shutter speed 1:200. I am shooting at ISO 100 and I am at f8. For the camera, I'm using a Sony 7R4, and for the lens, I have the Sigma 105 macro lens. Now, I need to turn on this light. And this light, it's on now, and it's 1/8 of a power. I turn on my trigger so I can trigger the lights. I am going to frame my shot, so let's see. I want to get a little bit of the reflection on the bottom, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or not. I am on manual focus, and let's see what we get in here. Like I said, manual focus, make sure I'm really focused onto my product, and let's see, let's take a shot. Again, my speed light power is 1/8 of a power. And I am taking a shot. As expected, everything is blown out. The background is blown out. We have some blown out onto the foreground, but you can kind of see the light that is wrapping around my subject. So let's take it to the next step. Because if you remember, the picture you saw on the thumbnail had a black background. So what I will be doing is I will be placing this black foam board into the middle of my strip box. Something like that. Make sure I have no gaps on the bottom. And let's take a shot now. Same settings, I have not changed anything. Now it looks like one side of the highlight, it's stronger than the other side. And as you can see, I'm not really square in the middle. This side is larger than this side. And also my product is not smack in the middle of my foam board. So I need to adjust this a little bit. First of all, I will make sure that both of my sides of my softbox are pretty even. Maybe something like that. Now, I'm actually gonna move this, make sure this makes contact with the table. Move this back, and now I have to make sure my product is in the middle. So maybe move it more this way. Now I have to refocus because I moved everything around. And I need to turn this a little bit this way. I have to be completely centered. Now I turned it too much. Let's see that. Manual focus. Make sure we make focus like that. Now let's take another shot. It's looking actually pretty good. We do have to do some more work on the top of the cap. We have some reflection, but it's very small and I don't like the way it looks. Also, I wanted to have a little bit more stronger reflection on the table part, the reflection. How can I do that? Well, one thing I can do is I can replace this black foam board with a thinner one. And that should give me a better reflection on the side. So let's see if it makes a difference. Gotta make sure I'm centering this. Something like that. My product, it's still in the middle. And let's take another image. And that is looking better. Let's see the one before. So that's the before, and that's the after. Look at the reflection that is on the table and the very bottom reflection. This is the before, and this is the after. So by making that black foam board skinnier, we actually increase the edge light. So now it's going all the way to the bottom. This is the before. It was very faint on the bottom, and this is the after. And I think that is a better reflection. Now we do have some white showing on the left side of the frame, but we can fix that in Photoshop with no problem. And now we have to illuminate the cap part, this part, the shiny part that is on the top. And also we have to illuminate the label and a little bit of the cap in the front, just to, show the shape that is round and, represented the way it looks. For that, I will be using this 5-in-1 reflector. This is just a, diffusing material that you shoot through. This is a very cheap thing you can buy. And I'll be using a second light. And I know I said I will not be using a second light. I will be doing it all in one with one light. But I'll be doing with this to show you how I would do it in my normal workflow with 2 lights. And then I will do it with just 1 light, so you can see that it could be done with 1 light. And when we do it with the computer, we will composite it, and I will be editing the one with the 2 lights and the one with 1 light. And then you will see if it's worth for you maybe to get a second light if you only have 1. So my goal now is to light the top of the cap and the label and a little bit of the cap on the front. So what I will do is I will set, I'm tethering in capture 1, by the way. I will set this at a 5-second delay. And I do have a grid onto my speed light. You do not have to put a grid, but I like using one. This is a 1/8 of a power as well. And let's see. I will take a shot, and then I make sure that I get as close as I can with this diffuser. Oops. And this was set on multi, was not in manual, so I'm going to, it still worked, but I'm going to change this mode to manual. There you go. So they illuminated the label really good on the front, but I do not like what it did to the cap. Let's try this again. I'm going to take a shot. I am going to lower this as low as possible. And let's see now. We're still not getting a reflection on the top the way I like it. I'm going to do this again. And I know what I'm doing wrong, and I'm going to show you in a second. All right, still bad. Now this next time we will get it right. So I am going to get very, very close. Let's try that. And you see the reflection looks great now. We do get the board on the top, and that is okay because we will take care of that in post. but we got nice light on the cap, nice light on the label, and other than fixing the background, it pretty much looks great as it is the shot. So this is how I would do it with two lights. And what I was doing wrong when we didn't get the shot is that I didn't have this diffuser as low as I needed to be on top of the cap. I'm gonna take another one with it higher and one lower so you can see that that's what it makes the difference. So let's see, take a shot. And again, I'm going to go really, really low, almost touching it. And that should get us nice reflection. You see the cap is very, very nicely illuminated. And I will take another one and I will place it higher. And this should give us not a good reflection. You see? All right, let's turn off this light. We will not use it. I will show you how to do this shot if you only had one light. Now, if you only had one light, you will take the image with just the rim light, which is this image over here. I'm still on the 5-second delay. There you go. So now we have the rim light. I am going to, if you think that my light from above, when I was using this reflector and I was using a light from above, if you think that light is the one that created the light on the cap, well, then you are very wrong. The light on the cap, that gradation, is created by the light on the back. So let's see if I can light up the cap with just the back light. I'm not gonna add the second light yet, or in our case, it will be the same light that is in the back. I hope that makes sense. Let's just do it. So I'm going to take a shot again, and I'm going to try to get the reflection on the cap just by adding this. And that is wonderful. We got a beautiful reflection. Now, if I move this too high, remember what happened? If I use this and I put it too high, we will not get that gradation on the cap. You see, it's missing parts of it. I'm gonna take one more just for good measure, and I'll put it very close so I can make sure that we get that nice gradation. And I was not close enough. Let's take another one. So let's get really close. And there you go, we have a nice gradation on the cap. Now we need to light the front and the label. So I need to steal the light from the back because we said we will be only using one light. So let me remove this light. And now we will be using this light to light the label and the front. And then we'll composite it in Photoshop. And I know you're probably thinking, well, Skyler, the image on the thumbnail also had that glow behind it. Well, that is done in Photoshop, and I will show you how to do it. This is not bad. Let's take a couple of more just so we have a few variations. I'm gonna move this closer. All right, that was not bad. Let's take one more, and then we'll go to the computer and we'll see how we put this together. That is perfect. All right, now let's go to the computer, see how we edit this image.